sad news for the British royal family. And no, they didn't get another black grandchild. I'm talking about the death of Prince Philip at age 99. And as heartbroken as I'm sure you were, it was nothing compared to how some people felt.
For a tribe in the Pacific Islands, Prince Philip's death is also difficult. Villagers believed him to be a god, and he maintained a relationship with them for decades.
On Tanna, one of dozens of islands that make up the Pacific nation of Vanuatu, it's a place of mourning right now for a prince half a world away. For the past 50 years, villagers here have regarded Prince Philip as a god. And Philip, known at times for his off-color remarks and gaffes, maintained a respectful relationship with them over several decades, sending them gifts. Some were even invited for a visit to the UK. Anthropologists say there was a legend in Vanuatu in the 60s that a pale-skinned son of a mountain god would travel across the seas and marry a rich and powerful woman. Villagers would have likely seen pictures of Philip and the Queen in government offices. Somehow, the connection stuck.
That's right. While to many people, Prince Philip was just that mean dude on the crown, to these Pacific Islanders, he was literally a god. And I know that may seem silly, but honestly, it's not any weirder than how the British saw him. Oh my God, these silly villagers. He's not a god, he's a prince, which is a real thing that we didn't make up. My only issue with Philip being a god is that the guy said a lot of racist and xenophobic things over the years. I mean, how do they deal with that in church every Sunday? We will now read from the book of Philip. Okay, not that page. Maybe okay, no, not that one. You know what? Let's just go straight to communion. Fish and chips for everyone. Now, you know, the thing I found interesting is that they chose him as their god because their legend said a god with pale skin would marry a rich woman. And if that's true, well then good news, guys, because I have found a new god for you. You know what's going to be awkward? Is if Prince Charles tries to take his dad's place now. Well, now that my father is gone, I guess you will be looking for a new deity. You know what? We're good. We're just going to convert to Buddhism. Thank you, though. Moving on now to political news. Matt Gaetz, Florida congressman and fraternity brother who wants to show you something in his room, has been under fire since news broke of him being under investigation over possible sex trafficking. But like a Karen in a Bath and Body Works, he refuses to back down.
Tonight, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz defiant.
I'm built for the battle, and I'm not going anywhere.
The House Ethics Committee launching a new bipartisan investigation into Gaetz, examining allegations of sexual misconduct, illicit drug use, and accusations that the congressman may have shared inappropriate and explicit images on the House floor. The Justice Department investigating whether Gaetz and his associate Joel Greenberg paid women who were allegedly recruited online for sex and travel.
According to the Daily Beast, Gaetz sent Joel Greenberg $900 in 2 late-night Venmo transactions in 2018. Greenberg used the same app to send 3 young women, including one who had recently turned 18, varying sums of money that amounted to $900. Greenberg made the payments to the 3 young women with the descriptions tuition, school, and school.
Okay, we have to wait for all the facts to come in. But you have to agree, this is not a good look for Matt Gaetz. He Venmos $900 to his sleazy friend, and then that same friend Venmos it to 3 young women for tuition? $300 for tuition? Yo, this is how much college education you can afford with $300. Welcome everybody to Physics 101. But at the same time, it looks like Matt Gaetz is so stupid that he might have paid girls for sex on Venmo. I mean, you think you know a guy. And then it turns out, yeah, you're totally right. You do know him. You know him pretty well. Now, the reason I don't think it was for tuition is because he wrote tuition. People, nobody writes the real thing for a Venmo payment, all right? You always write something funny or weird, like for butt medicine. If these guys wanted to hide that they were paying for sex, they should have actually written money for sex. Then people would have been like, well, obviously the money wasn't for sex. It was probably for his butt medicine. And honestly, most people don't even use actual words on Venmo, right? You just use emojis. You'd think a guy who hangs out with teens would know that. And emojis actually make the most sense if you're trying to cover something up. That's how I got away with clown face, Belgian flag, sushi dolphin without the feds ever finding out. But let's check in now on Iran, the last country that America needs to get tic-tac-toe. Iran has been racing to enrich as much uranium as it can while talks over its nuclear program continue. But it just hit a bit of a snag.
A developing story overseas concerning Iran's nuclear program. An incident at one of Iran's uranium enrichment sites triggered a power outage, and there are suggestions that Israel is behind the sabotage.
It comes a day after Iran started testing its newest, most advanced nuclear centrifuge. American intelligence officials say the site could be out of business for months.
Iran may be pointing the finger directly at Israel, but Israel is not officially commenting as of yet on what happened. However, we have seen some possible hints in the last 24 hours. Israeli media, for their part, are citing unnamed sources saying that it was the Israeli Mossad agency behind this attack. And we've seen some comments from Israeli officials that seem to hint at some sort of involvement.
Damn, again? They did this again. Yo, how does Israel keep wrecking Iran's shit like this? They sabotaged the centrifuges, they assassinated scientists, and now they shut down an entire plant? I mean, we know they probably have people on the inside. You don't need to be a genius to figure that out. But now, I'm starting to think that Iran's entire nuclear program is just Israeli spies. I mean, it's probably a giveaway that they gave everyone the day off for Passover. That was probably a sign, right? But apparently, this blackout was an incredibly complicated operation. You see, what they did was, Israeli agents took the whole nuclear site and plugged it into the Texas power grid. Honestly, they may never get it back online. The one silver lining for Iranian nuclear scientists is that they can always blame Israel if they screw up on the job. You're 2 hours late for work, Paviz. Arhajan, it's not my fault. Israel forgot to set my alarm clock. Oh, okay. Then don't worry about it. Oh, and by the way, Israel ate your yogurt from the fridge. Oh, those Israelis.